Thank you for joining us for Talks with Tyler ISD, a podcast about the passionate people who have a heart for students. I'm your host, Jennifer Hines, and today we have the principal of Early College High School, DelSenna Frazier. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to talk about this program. And this is not just a program. This is a completely separate high school that we have in Tyler ISD. I know a lot of people know about our two flagship high schools, but this is a third separate high school, which is really cool, and I'm excited to talk to you about that today. But first, tell me a little bit about your background before coming here, because you have worked for all sorts of different school districts around the state, different programs. Share with us some of your background.
Well, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to work in several outstanding school districts, including Houston ISD, Cedar Hill ISD, worked in Lamarck ISD. I've actually even worked for Teach for America. And in those, through my journey through my educational career, I've been a principal at a high school, comprehensive high school, middle school principal. I helped design the ninth grade center, small learning community in Cedar Hill ISD. I've designed a Renaissance STEM Academy for Lamarck ISD. So I've had various aspects, as well as being an adjunct for a community college.
And you also helped in Cedar Hill do the program, do the designing for their early college high school.
I was on part of the committee that helped design in 2005 when they were getting ready to launch their program to help design that model for them.
And since 2005, this is something that across the state has really taken off, this concept of an early college high school. What that means is that you can graduate with an associate's degree actually before you get your high school degree, which is pretty impressive. And we were talking a little bit before the podcast that you were saying there are 220 possibly plus programs or schools across the state of Texas that have an early college program. That's really neat. This is something that has really taken on, and it's even better. Tyler ISD has one of the most robust and probably prominent programs and schools within all of East Texas.
Correct. We have we've graduated 162 students, and 160 of them with their associates in the last 2 years. This year we're so excited. We have 13 students that finished their degree in December.
But they have to wait to graduate high school first.
Correct. They haven't finished high school.
That's a good problem to have, Del. I love that. Well, tell us a little bit about how this all started. You were brought on to help design the program. So you spent how long designing the program, and it was a program for a couple of years.
Exactly. I started July 11th in 2014, given the task of designing what this will look like. The previous administrators and trustees had made several informational visits to various schools, and they brought me all their information, and they wanted me to design an early college, and I was given a year to do it. We opened in August 2015, so from 2014 to 2015 was just pretty much getting everything in place, hiring staff. We started with 117 freshmen and 6 teachers.
Wow.
So we've grown.
And it's grown from there. So 2 years it was a program, and then you had so much interest from students and the community that it became its own separate campus.
Yes. In 2017, we moved from program status to our own campus.
That's wonderful. And you've been there and the principal from the beginning, growing this program. Now it's its own campus. So what is your number one goal for ECHS?
My number one goal is to see it continue to strive and grow, and for more people to be aware and take advantage of this excellent opportunity.
So what kind of void does this fill for some students that are in our district? It really does help to meet the needs of a certain group.
True. For a lot of my students, this will change the quality of their life and their families' lives forever. Some of them are the first generational college goers. Some of them may even be the first ones to finish high school.
Oh, wow.
So to have 2 years of college and an associate's degree at no cost to them or their parents is just a godsend for many of them, and they know the value of it. A number of kids that maybe we're not even thinking about going past their associates are now working on their bachelor's degrees.
I love to hear that. There are actually a lot of benefits of a program like this. Some of the ones that I know just off the top of my head, you've got the dual credit classes. It's, all pre-AP, AP, and then of course you've got the ACT and the SAT prep. So it's all kind of combined into one. Tell us a little bit about maybe some of the misconceptions that people have about early college high school, things that people might ask about because they don't maybe understand what this high school is.
One of the major ones is they're a little bit confused that we are our own school.
Right.
They feel that, do I come over here for this and then I go back to my zone high school? So we've always having to clear that this is, once you're here, this is your school. Everything is here.
It is a separate school. It is a separate high school.
Correct. Another one is, they asked about, well, how do I get there? What about the transportation? Things like that. We provide transportation for our students, so that's not an issue. Some of them feel that they have to be in the top of their class to, apply for early college. And it's just, if you're willing to do the work and we're there to help you, then you will be successful.
That's wonderful.
But you have to put in the work.
You do have to put in the work. And I remember you saying the big thing that is different when you're in this program is you have 2 years to get them ready for their college coursework that they're going to start. And in high school, they have 4 years in a comprehensive high school. Kind of tell us about that mentality and what they kind of need to understand about that.
Good question. Our students on campus level, we cover 9th and 10th grade, the 9th and 10th grade curriculum. Once you become a junior, your classes are on the TJC campus. So we have to really work with our freshmen and sophomores, keeping them at that level, those high standards and expectations and the rigor, because their professors are not our employees. Their professors are college professors once they become juniors.
And they have college standards.
They have college standards, and they expect you to walk in as if you are any other college student. So trying to we really work on them for meeting deadlines, teaching them how to advocate for themselves once they're on the campus, to go, ask for office hours, talk to the professor, go into the various tutorial centers on the campus. Those things that maybe they wouldn't have at comprehensive high schools, there would be no need, but we have to get them ready because they're on that college campus with just like.
It's a completely different experience.
Exactly.
And they are facing those higher standards, those higher expectations of the collegiate level, which is really cool because they also have the support of the high school. So it really is a great transition. We were talking a little bit earlier about how the program was a program for 2 years, and then now we've wrapped up 2 years of it being its own separate high school. You already have a student that has completed their bachelor's and is ready to go on to law school. Tell us a little bit about that student. I mean, this is amazing that she's, so young. 19. Wow, 19 and ready to go to law school. Talk to us about this, because this really is giving her a head start on life.
We are so proud of Raquel Silva. She graduated in the class of 2019 and went to North Texas University. The mean green, as she will say, and she graduated in December with her bachelor's degree.
So a year and a half.
A year and a half. And she's getting ready to pursue. She wants to attend SMU Law School, and she's 19 years old.
Wow. I mean, that's just incredible. I mean, she has really given herself that advantage educationally to be a step ahead of her peers. People that are on that same track, and that's just such an exciting thing. She's a great example of somebody that wants to get ahead and go ahead and finish her bachelor's early, start law school early. What other kinds of students would benefit from an early college high school program? Because it does really reach a wide range of students. It's not just a small sliver.
Right. One person described our students to me, and I hadn't thought about it this way, but he said, the kids at early college are all like-minded. I mean, they all have that college focus. No matter what avenue they're going to take for their career, they're there to earn a college degree. And it's for that student that, want that 2-year jump. One student was saying that I'm going to go to medical school, so I might as well get these 2 years paid for, and, before I move forward. Some want to go into businesses for themselves and want to learn more about the business aspect. Some want to go off to big colleges, but that we make sure that they what they're focusing on is transferring to the other colleges. So it's just those students that maybe I had one young lady that was very athletic, and we do not offer sports, and so they play private sports. They're in private clubs,
right?
And we offer, they're in the East Tech. One has in the East Texas Orchestra Symphony.
They can do that. Yes, there's lots of clubs and elite teams separate from a school setting that they can have access to. And I think you were even talking about when they do go to TJC their junior year, there's nothing that holds them back from trying out for that soccer team or basketball team.
Right. If they want to play intramurals, they can try out for that. If they want to be in the band, they have to audition. If they want to be in one of the plays, they have to audition. But they're a college student. They can play, but for the professional NCAA, whatever level, they don't do those sports. They do the intramural sports.
They do the intramurals. So they still have that outlet, which is great. Of course, this is a high school that's focused on education, getting ahead. Some of the things that you've talked about is, some of these are the ones that they know they're going to medical school, or maybe they're going to be a first-time high school and or college graduate in their family. One of the other things that I think is really cool that people should know is the atmosphere it's a smaller atmosphere. It's almost kind of like a private school setting. You're getting, high academic rigor, collegiate focused, career focused in terms of what are you going to do? This girl wants to be a lawyer, and she's got she finished her bachelor's in 3.5 years while in high school as well. So, she's way ahead of everybody else. So, she is focused. That's the career that she wants, and she's going after it. I love that. One cool thing that you were saying is that, these students, they can kind of come from all over, and they don't have to live in the Tyler ISD school district to go to early college high school, correct?
Correct. If someone outside, so you have to provide your own transportation if you're outside of our transportation area, but you can apply for an out-of-district transfer to early college.
I love that. The other thing that we were kind of talking about the other day, I remembered you saying, is that y'all do things on the campus to kind of make it feel more collegiate. For example, not as stringent dress codes. If you're getting your work done, we're good. Maybe, they can get somebody to bring a delivery service for some food on campus, that sort of thing.
We try to give them certain liberties that they may not have at other campuses, because they do give up a lot with the sports and band. And we are more family laid back. We look out, after each other. But you're correct, because starting that junior year, they're on their own at the college. We have 2 staff members over there, but,
So you have someone there on the TJC campus keeping track of them. They aren't just completely set free. They are not being pushed out of the bird's nest as a junior in high school. So there is still that support, which I think makes this program really unique, is while they are getting that head start, they're also getting that support that maybe even a freshman first going there would not have. With having those people physically there on campus.
Correct. We have 2 staff members, and they greet the bus in the mornings. They do the check-in. Kids are required to check in 3 times a day. We have to know where you are, either in person or someone on that campus. but you must check in 3
Right.
times a day.
And that's all about attendance. I mean, they're still held accountable into those attendance standards as well. One of the other things that I really like about this program is it's free. It's free college.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a mother of 3 girls, and I was talking to my husband the other night. We really got to start looking at this. I mean, we have a little bit, but I mean, it can be overwhelming for parents, especially when you have multiple children. How are we going to pay for college? Where are they going to go? How can we help them get a jump start on life? Tell us a little bit about the program in and of itself. I mean, it's a free college associate's degree.
It's a free college associate's degree. It's not watered down. We have so many siblings and relatives at our school. It's almost like a legacy. You know, you see the name. Well, oh, your brother was here last year.
Yes.
You know, they graduated. So it's everything. We provide the support that students need. I don't want students to feel, oh, she's going to throw me into college. And, you know, that's not how it happens. You will take your first college class in the 9th grade, but we monitor, we grade check every week. We stay on top of what you need to know. You call me, I call you, I email you to find out what happened, why did you fail this test, to provide information for students. So there's tons of support for our kids. And every teacher, every faculty member is there to assist them.
I love that. One thing I think that's important as maybe somebody that's listening to this at home or in their car is that not only is it a free degree, but it's free textbooks. They are issued a laptop that they get to check out, and then they'll check that back in at the end of the year. They don't get to keep the laptop, but it is free for them to use. And then you're talking about a $25,000 value.
Exactly.
So that right there is $25,000 that your parents aren't spending, that you're not putting on a student loan. You're not going into debt that amount, and it's just really cool that you can get that jump start. And the other thing as well, not only are y'all working with this great partnership with TJC and making sure that they are fulfilling all of the things that they need to do, but you're making sure that the courses that are offered will transfer to other colleges beyond. So you're looking at the end game. You're looking at the step beyond the step. Tell us a little bit about that.
A lot of times, I'll just use Raquel as an example. She already knew from day one she was going to North Texas and what she was going to major in. And so what we did, we pulled their cross program of study, matched it with TJC to see if this is going to go. If that's not going to go, well, then don't take this. So that when she went to North Texas, everything just flowed.
Everything
transferred.
Because the worst thing that you want to happen is you've done all of this work and then half of it doesn't transfer. Or even one class doesn't transfer. That's, a loss is something you're going to have to make up. So that's important that y'all do have that as a true focal point of making sure that it's moving up with them throughout the course of this. And going back to this partnership with TJC, this is just a super valuable situation. Let's talk a little bit about what is offered, what kinds of associate's degrees are available to the students, future, what are you looking at there, that sort of thing.
Well, currently we have 8. We have, of course, our general studies, which is the traditional first 2 years of your bachelor's degree. We have a degree in English, history, health studies, computer science, criminal justice, psychology, and sociology. We're looking at advancing. We've had some kids want certain types of health, nursing type programs that we're looking at, which will take them up to the nurses, but not complete because you have to go additional hours.
But again, it's a jump start on that track if they want to go into the nursing field.
Exactly. And especially if they're in the Promise program with TJC, they'll get these 60 hours through us, and then the other 12 that they may need for nursing can come through the Promise. So that could be just totally free.
I love that. Well, so for those that may not know what that is, explain what the TJC Promise program is.
The TJC Promise program, students in the 9th grade, they pledge to make good grades, have good attendance, stay out of trouble, and complete X number of community service hours a year. And they submit these every year, and TJC kind of tracks them. And when they become seniors, they'll say, oh, you fulfilled your commitment to the Promise program, and so now we will fulfill our obligation, and you can get, these college hours for free.
I love that. So again, more free college, putting it all together, creating that pipeline all the way up, aligning it with the next college after that.
And that's offered to any student in TISD, not just early college.
I love that.
Any student can be part of the Promise.
So talking about that big transformation to college, we touched on that a little bit. It's a huge jump, even from a senior to whether it's a community college or it is a 4-year college. It's a big jump, and you really kind of help them get that taste of a real world college experience while still at home, while they still have the support of family and friends and their network, but also with your campus. Talk about how that works and why that is just such a great way to support these students.
Well, one area of support, we have tutorials 3 days a week after school. One thing that I noticed at the onset of early college, we give the kids a laptop or Chromebook. Initially it was Chromebooks, and they have online classes or things they have to do for the college, and they don't have the internet at home. So we keep the campus open until 6, and students can stay there and work and have access to the internet. Now that the district, we have this wonderful park and internet program, we've made that available, information to kids. You can just go to any ISD area, get in the parking lot, and log on.
For those that don't know, you can go to any Tyler ISD facility, into the parking lot, and then you can access that Wi-Fi, download assignments, upload assignments, be able to do your work if you need to, because we are very aware of the connectivity issue for some of our students.
Exactly.
So this is a way that we can do our part to make sure that they are getting access to the technology and the connectivity that they need.
We have advisory periods every day, and that time, especially for our 9th and 10th graders, if they're still struggling in certain areas, we have pullouts. Teachers will go get them and, during that advisory period time, and work with them in smaller groups on maybe some areas they're having difficulty in grasping. We also have, we're Avid campus, Avid 1 through 4, and we have Avid tutorials also to help kids. And we also have our PALS program. Our PALS program is our peer program, peer assistance program, where our upperclassmen are assigned 9th and 10th graders to assist them with their academics. So if one student, they volunteer, and if a upperclassman will say, I'm good in math, I'll help with algebra. And so we'll pair them with another student, and we have during advisories, we have our PALS time, and they will work with them during advisory.
I love that. And then, of course, they are already in the college setting, so they can kind of give them a preview of what's to come. And yes, you do need to learn this now because it's only going to get harder from here and a little bit more difficult. And then again, I just love the partnership. We have this, we're so blessed to live in the city of Tyler and to have Tyler Community College in our backyard. People that are not from here don't realize what a gem that is. It's one of the most prestigious community colleges in the state, if not the country. I mean, it looks like a 4-year college. It's a beautiful campus. They offer great classes, wonderful professors, and so it's just a really great partnership that we can have and are blessed to have with the district. And I think that that's something that's really cool that we can offer our students for sure. And not only that, but they get their associate's degree. And right now we've got 13 that already have earned their degree and they're waiting to get their high school diploma. I love it. I love it. Tell us a little bit about this upcoming Saturday from 9 until noon. We're going to be having our Pathfinder event, and y'all are going to be available for people to ask questions. Tell us a little bit about what y'all are going to share with them if they want to join that virtual experience.
Well, we're so excited to have the opportunity to participate in the Pathfinders. We hope this will branch out our audience where we can reach more people to share information about early college, how to apply to early college, high school, If they would like to call, ask questions that maybe we don't address or have not addressed here, you can just, jump in between 9 and 12, and we'll be more than happy to help you.
And ask those specific questions. Normally we have a huge event in December, obviously, with the situation that we're in, globally right now. We are seeing a lot of education and events move virtually. So this is us trying to meet people halfway. And what's great is that even if you're out of town, you can jump on, or if you're busy, you have that 3-hour time frame to kind of hop on, ask your questions and that sort of thing. And again, that's Saturday, January 9th from 9 until noon. Y'all will be on there. You're one of several schools that we have offered from the district. Now, before we sign off, I would love to know, what is one thing that you would like for those listening to know about ECHS, to kind of take away about early college high school?
I want to remove the fear that people have that they say I'm not smart enough. I don't make straight A's. That shouldn't deter you from applying to early college, or
because that's not the situation.
That's not the situation. We are here to help you. We're here to give you that support, the information, the guidance that you will need to be successful, because our number one goal is for our students to be successful. And so we put those things in place. So if you're interested in early college, if you think it may be the right fit for you, it has to be the right fit, then log on Saturday, and you'll get to talk to some teachers from early college. They can give you their viewpoint of what it will take to be successful as a student, because they have you right there. But just take a 5 or 10 minute break and listen to us. And
don't let grades deter you.
Don't let I've had kids.
There's so many different options and support that y'all offer.
And during our process, we've had kids that, in 2 years, 2 graduating classes, we've only had 2 kids that didn't graduate with their associates. They graduated from high school, and one student was just 1 math class away, and another student was 6 hours away. So they've gone back, and
they have now finished.
Yes,
it was just within that time frame. Right. And they, no matter what, if they completed the course, they get to take those college hours with them
forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
Their hours.
So that is wonderful.
We just try to tell students, everybody wants to work, and it just varies from student to student. So just be careful about the number of hours you take on as an early college high school student, because you are in high school and college at the same time.
Right. So you really do have to balance that. So you kind of got to look at that social life and then what your focus on your education.
Exactly.
Making sure you're not overloading yourself, making your plate too full. Principal Frazier, thank you so much for joining us today to tell us about early college high school. It's such a great high school program that we have available to our students here in Tyler ISD. And I hope that you have a lot of people join you on Saturday to learn more about what y'all offer. And looking forward to seeing everybody on that Zoom or that team meeting this Saturday. We do want to thank all of y'all for joining us on this podcast. Remember, you can always subscribe to Apple Podcast and Spotify. And please share this podcast with any of your friends or maybe other parents that have a student out there that may want a free degree, associate's degree from college. Such a cool experience. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.